Hello, hello, hello.
It's facing this wall.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Why did it do that? Oh, it put me in up and down mode again. Is it in up and down? Hold on, let's see what it's doing while it's playing. Hey guys, sorry.
It looks like it's normal.
What's this all on the side then?
Oh. I don't know.
Sorry, trying to figure something out. Okay, good, it is regular. It just looks funny. Okay.
What is all that on the side?
I have no idea. Hello and welcome. I am Tiffany, your host of Sew Sunday, where we sew on a Sunday. That's all I got to say. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, sorry. The screen is sideways, like the up and like the vertical position, but because it has a bunch of emptiness on the bottom where the cancel button and everything would be if it was vertically on the live, but it's actually showing this way. So whatever. Like I said, YouTube is always changing. You never know what's going to happen on my end. Anyways, Merry Christmas, everybody. It is literally just a few days before Christmas. So all of you, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy whatever. I don't know what them all are, but, you know, there it is for you. Where am I at now? We're going to see who is all here real quick. We got Raina, Karen, Teresa, Dawn, Jacqueline, Betty, Sharon, Miki, Kay, Rebel, Terry, Mary, Grace, Donna, Melena, Kim, Flicky Chicky, Cherie, Catherine, Judy, Gwen, snarky old ladies here. Patty, Meg, Polly, and so many more. Welcome, everybody. So today I'm going to play with scraps, as the title says. Plus, we're going to have a giveaway and an auction, because the auction pays for the giveaway. We think smarter, not harder around here. Anyways, so you already know, and it's going to start soon as Scott gets all that stuff. Oh, wow, I cannot say it properly today. All that stuff situated on the computery part, then he'll get the giveaway going. But for now, just give it a minute. But in today's video, we will be giving away this lovely Christmas quilt that you will get to, you know, put out for next Christmas, because it won't get to you by Christmas. And then we are also going to give away a baby size Christmas quilt as well today. I shall hold it up so you can see. It's just a baby size one. Or you can hang it on the wall. It's up to you. I really don't care what you do with it once it's on in your house. And then it has the little animals on the back. And then this one has a leafy X cross hatchy type thing on the back. And if you didn't notice in the background, I have a new decoration. One of you out there, a lovely fan of mine, decided to make Thumper a lovely kitty decoration for Christmas. This is Thumper at the London Bridge, because we live in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, where the famous London Bridge is. And she even put lights on it, and Thumper's wearing a sweater, which he would never wear, but you know, there's Thumper. He's got his own Christmas decoration. So somebody out there was just so lovely to make that for him and us to decorate for him. So you know who you are. Thank you so very much. She wanted me to open it off camera. That way it can be on camera when I'm on camera, if that makes any sense. All right. So was it last week? Yeah, last week I opened mail and I already made something with the purple blocks that was in that box of fabric. Well, you know me, I really just see something, I'm like, oh, I want to just play with that there. So not yesterday, but the day before, I started sewing together half square triangles from the cutoffs of a bag of yellow mixed cutoffs. There was a whole bag of it. And so I sewed them all together into half square triangles. I'm not really trimming them per se. So they're between 2 inches and 2¼ inches, somewhere in that range. So what I am doing is pairing them with 2½ inch square cut on the diagonal one time, and then a 4½ inch square cut on the diagonal one time, and then mixing and matching it all to create this lovely block right here. I'll just hold it a little bit closer. And it's about 4 inches of a square. But this is just going to be the first round because Tiffany had an epiphany right before nap and said, you know, after I finish all 380 of these, because I'm going to be making 380 of them, that's how many of these there are. When I finish all 380, I'm going to find another yellow fabric, and I think I'm going to put it around these, and then I'm going to cut them wonky because I started these wonky. So why not make everything wonky, sitting wonky? Does that make any sense? So I'm going to have some fun with this little scrap project and make it my own because that's what I do. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So all I'm doing is taking these, attaching a triangle on this side. Oops, we'll be right here. Triangle on this side and a triangle on this side to create one half square triangle like that, and then hooking a half of a 4½ inch on the opposite half square triangle side. So that's what I am doing. So I have a whole big huge stack, and I'm going to sew. I took out about 50 of these. Scott and I were trimming the dog ears off of them earlier and kind of trying to straighten them out a little bit because some of them are wonky. But I got about 50 of them separated so that I can just continuously sew all of one side and then do the whole opposite side and so on and so forth. So I'm literally just going to chain piece all of these on here. And I'm just using scraps. It's all scraps. So I'm literally just going to put these all down here and put one of these on one side of all 50 of this for now, and then turn them around and do the opposite 50 sides. And they're all going to be around 4-inch blocks when I'm done because, again, it was scraps, and I'm not willing to trim 380 half square triangles all down to 2 inches. Got to get creative with our scraps, you know. So instead of trimming, I'm adding to them. So that's what we'll be doing today. Either you want to start the giveaway and let it run through the length of the video. Oh. He's trying to figure it out. So give it a few. The cloud bot. Or chatbot.
It's open. Once I have it open, where do I go? To the giveaway. I thought there was one that said giveaway.
No, chatbot.
Are you sure it's chatbot, not cloudbot? I think it's cloudbot.
Oh.
Or is it chatbot?
I'm pretty sure it's chatbot.
Okay, we'll find out in a second.
Nope, it's not. Then it is cloudbot. Where'd it go? That just changes everything. Yeah, cloudbot. Sorry, he's still learning how to use these things.
You're the one that's telling me the wrong one.
Right here, go to the end, this arrow. Right there, giveaways.
I'm the one that knew what it was. You're the one that's telling me the wrong thing.
Go down.
See, this is telling us who won.
Oh, that was the last time. Press complete. And then go to here and start. All right, and it's free. The giveaways for these things are going to be free shipping to everybody within the U.S. Outside of the U.S., you'll have to pay your shipping. And I don't think Canada is taking mail right now. So if you were in Canada, there's got to be another way to get things as well.
They weren't the last time I was there, but it might have changed.
I'm not sure how that's all going. Oh, did you come to say hi to everybody?
Yes, he did. Oh. He tried to run away from me.
Say hi, everybody. He tried to run. He doesn't want to be on camera. Say hi.
He tried to run from Mom.
You tried to run, huh? You come over here meowing at us, and then you try to run away. Wave hi. Hi. Okay, I'll put you down. All right. So yeah, I'm just going to sew all these together and create an awesome scrap quilt. And if I don't add borders to it or anything, with 380 blocks, I can do 19 across by 20 down. That really makes 380 exactly. And if I just put these together at 4 inches, the quilt would be 66.5 by 70, just in case you were curious. If I make these blocks and then, just sew them together. But I think I'm going to find a different fabric and sew around them and have fun with it. Because I like to use up my scraps, and I like to make up fun things that nobody's seen before. You're not going to have seen this quilt anywhere because I made it up with my scraps. Oh, they can't really see with my chair in the way.
He's showing off his thing.
Yeah. See, I look just like my quilt.
He's showing it off. He says, I'm showing off for Christmas.
Yep. He wants to play is what he's doing. Oh, he wants your spot. He wanted you to move. That's what it was. Thumper was acting like he wanted to play, and then he went over and stole Scott's chair instantly. He ran over and jumped on it. Oh, funny. The things you can't see going on behind the camera.
The behind the camera stuff.
Yeah, the behind the camera funniness. If you ever see me making funny faces, it's the stuff going on behind the camera that's making it happen. The only thing I'm going to have to extra do for this quilt so that I can have a variety is I need to cut more 4.5-inch squares. While I was pulling them out, I realized I don't have enough variety. So I'm going to dig through scraps and start cutting more 4.5-inch squares because I'm pretty sure I'm only going to do 50 at a time on this project until all of it's done. Maybe 60 at a time, who knows. This quilt will take me a while, and that's actually kind of good because, me, I seem like I'm always starting something new, and I should take my time with something. So this will help me take my time. Huh? Yes, he is in a mood. I could see. Hopefully everybody's ready for the holiday. We are. We don't have to do anything besides me making enchiladas. Yum. I'm already decorated in here because we're not hanging out in here, so that's perfect. Don't have to do anything else. My only decorations are in here, and we don't even hang out in here. I can tell you that tomorrow morning sometime I will come on and open Christmas presents, because that's what tomorrow we'll have is a Christmas present opening.
How are you sewing them?
Oh, I am sewing them together by, can you give me that little board up there? There's a board up there with the binding around it. Yep, that thing. Thank you. So this is the block, and this is how I'm making it. He's holding it up for you guys to see. Put a different color on that other side so they can even see it.
Now you can hold the block up.
It's going to take a second. I'm still organizing it. And then this goes on here. So it's literally like this. I'm going to keep them separated so that you guys can see how I'm sewing them. Let's hope it stays. So I'm taking this and sewing half of a 2.5-inch square to one side, and then I'm going to come back and sew the opposite side after pressing it. Then once they're together, it creates a half square triangle. Then I'll hook 4.5-inch square, cut in half on the diagonal once, on this, creating that. right there. So that's what I'm doing. So this is between 2 inches and 2 1/4 inches because I'm using scraps. Again, there was no specific size and I really didn't want to cut them all down to 2 inches. Then I'm putting a 2 1/2 inch cut in half once, but I'm mix and matching them. And then a 4 1/2 inch cut in half once. And again, I'm mix and matching them. So I pulled out enough so far of 2 1/2 inch squares to get a lot done, but I'll still have to pull out more the further I get. I'll have to pull out more pieces.
Do you have an easy method for trimming half-square triangles?
An easy method for trimming half-square triangles, probably by trimming them before pressing them is what I prefer, but I did not do it with this because there was 380 of them. So I decided to forego on the trimming.
You had your husband help you?
But I did have Scott sitting here with me and we sat and cut dog ears off. At least we did that part so that we can at least have that under control. Huh? Hi, Alexa. Did I make everybody's Alexa go off? Hey, Alexa, how are you feeling today? Alexa has no feelings. The machine. My real daughter has many feelings. I just love it. I love that I could, get your guys' Alexas to turn on. Only when my daughter's on, I do that for you guys, though. I got to think of some creative things that I could ask Alexa. That way all of your guys' thingies will go off. Yeah, I thought this would be something to occupy my time. And it won't particularly all be on video. Obviously, this is something I'll have to work on off and on camera because this quilt may take a while. But that's okay. I love to play with my scraps and make things. You could definitely tell, though, that none of these half-square triangles are perfect. They are all a little bit on the wonky side. Some are definitely only 2 inches because they have lots of hangover. And the color yellow that's in the background of all of these, the yellow part, is not the same. There's 2 different yellows running through this quilt. So that's why when I introduce another yellow fabric for the outer side, it will look perfect because it'll all blend together. And yellow is a happy, sunny, bright, cheerful color to bring all these scraps together. I didn't hear the first part because of the sewing machine.
I have 3 jelly rolls, the same motif. Do I have to cut the beginning of each one or just the first to put them together?
I got 3 jelly rolls. Want to cut I'm going to have to read this for myself. The same motif. Do I have to cut the beginning of each one or just the first to put them together? I don't know what you're doing with these 3 jelly rolls. So I'm not sure what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do a jelly roll race, anytime you do a jelly roll race, it's best to cut off about the first 10 to 16 inches. That way they don't end up together and you have just a bunch of strips together, creating, a one solid fixated seam down the quilt. my stack is a lot bigger than 50, so I'm going to grab 2 more already cut stacks that the dog ears are missing from. The ones with dog ears are still on the table.
You want me to start cutting them off?
No, I got it. I'm not worried about that right now. I just cut more than 50 2.5-inch squares to start. I didn't think I cut that many. But apparently I did. Just up closer to the desk if they want. I don't know if they want to see the side. Is that what they want? Oh, okay. Yeah. Move the camera so they can see how I'm sewing them. Oh, thank you, Alexa. You're so amazing. You don't have to do that.
No, it takes 40%. So you can take 40%, so don't worry about it. Just save your money.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Mom and Dad, that's great. She's so cute. So I am taking half of my 2.5-inch square and putting it on the yellow side of my half square triangle, right sides together, just putting one of the shorter sides, not the long center side, on here. And then when I get all of them sewn, let me grab one off of here from the beginning. When I get all of these sewn, then I'll press it back towards towards the piece I just added, and then I will grab another piece. White's not going to work. Let's do a green so you can see. And I'm going to put it on that opposite side. So then I'm going to run them through after I finger press them all, running it through on this side. Let me grab another one off of here so that you can see. So again, I have one side on, then I'm going to add another side just like this. So I'm creating a half square triangle like this and put it right sides together. Just like that. And then when those are done, let me grab a square real quick from this pile. I'm going to cut a 4.5-inch square on the diagonal one time. I'm going to come and grab these 2 that I have completed. I'm literally just going to finger press.
Where did you get your magnetic seam guide?
My magnetic seam guide comes from online. I need scissors, they're right here. I'm going to first take away the dog ears. We don't want those there. So I'm going to just cut away the dog ears, just like that.
What side of them? Where?
Anywhere. You can buy a magnetic seam guide anywhere. Fat Quarter Shop has them. If you want to see what you're doing, lay it on here. Mine's just a little bit bigger than it needs to be. As you can see, it's bigger just by a little bit because I said not all these centers were exactly the same. So now I have the 2 long sides. It's a half square triangle now. I'm going to sew on this side and I'm going to watch for my point right here to try to keep that point. And then I'm going to do it again. So I'm just adding this. It's best to put the smaller one on top because it's a little, I made them a little bit bigger, you know, the 4.5-inch squares using those. And then I'm just watching for this cross right here of adding those and sewing them through. And then once I snip it apart, I'm just going to press it towards the bigger half square triangle part, just like that. And you can see it's a lot bigger, but when I trim it, it'll be a nice square. But you can see I didn't lose my point. I don't know how well the camera can see it because I don't know how close to hold it. I have a 30-second delay. So the only thing I'll need to do is trim the excess from right here on this one side. On the rest of it, I'm not worried about any part of the size. I just want to make sure that it is a square and not a half rectangular looking thing. So, but you can see I didn't lose my point because I sewed it that. All right, so I'm going to continue on. Where am I at? I don't know. I'm just going to start snipping these apart and adding another side. This little gadget right here is my little cutter thing, which you can find at the Fat Quarter Shop. It is called a blade saver. You literally save your blade. It's the Purple Hobbies, or not Purple, yeah, Purple Hobbies. Oh, by the Gypsy Quilter. That's what it is. It's Gypsy Quilter. I had to think about that one for a second. It makes it easy to take chain piecing apart. All right, so once those are apart, I literally am just going to finger press only because I'm not in the mood for anything else. And I'm just going to add my other side to it, right here. And then chain piece all these. So finger press, lay it the right way, sew it on. Finger press, oops, lay it the right way, sew it on. I got to pay attention to that whole right way thing.
Don't want to put it on the wrong way.
Nope, don't want to put it on the wrong way because then I don't get a half square triangle out of it. This is just a fun little way I decided to use up some scraps and the stuff that people send me. You know, I just like to get creative and make things. There's a little bit of Cafe mixed in here, Tula mixed in here. There's a little bit of all sorts of brands of fabrics, all mixed into this one quilt that I'm going to be making. It's going to be a Scrap-a-Palooza. That's what it's going to be, Scrap-a-Palooza. I think this is going to have more scrap fabrics than my 4-Patch Plus did. This one has a very, very, very wide range of fabrics in it.
Are you using a scant 1/4 inch foot?
I am using a regular 1/4 inch. I have this seam guide set at 1/4 inch exactly. And to do that, I use this little, to get it right every time because I sew crooked, I'm the worst. I have this little sewing machine seam guide thing where you literally stick it under the foot and you put the needle into the hole of the 1/4 inch just like this, and you can see it's exactly against there. There's no movement. It's literally 100% at a 1/4 inch. That is my 1/4 inch machine guide. I'm making sure because for some reason this bigger one is different than the littler one, and when I go to slide it up against, I always get it wrong. So now I get it right every single time with my little seam guide that I never thought I'd ever have to use, but I use it now. I started with leftovers. So these half square triangles here were someone else's 2.5 inch cut-offs from snowballing corners with 2.5 inch squares. That's what this was. And instead of cutting them all down, I just sewed them into half square triangles. So not all of them, because of, not all are created equal. Not all of them were exact. So they're in between 2.25 inches and 2 inches, between 2 and 2.25 inches of a half square triangle. And now these were a 2.5 inch cut in half to create 2 pieces. And then the outer piece is 4.5 inches. So it creates this lovely almost 4-inch block, or about 4 inches. It's give or take because it's not perfect. None of them are perfect. They're not straight whatsoever. I'm just making it work because I didn't want to trim them all down. I trimmed them as best as I could, but I really don't want to trim 380 half square triangles. So this is my next best thing to do, is just turn it into a giant scrap quilt instead of sewing them directly together and making some kind of half square triangle quilt. Instead, I'm getting creative and using more scraps up by adding more to it. And it's a wide variety of 2.5 inch squares that I pulled out for this because I needed 190 of them.
Will the larger half square triangles be the same fabric?
Will the what?
Larger half square triangles?
Nope, the larger half square triangles are all scraps as well. The whole entire thing, except for that yellow pop of color, is scrap. Nothing will match. It will all be just as random as you see it. The only thing that's different is that all her pieces, the person that sent these to me, were all starched, and none of my fabric is starched because I don't starch. So the center is very flat. It's actually making finger pressing these on a lot easier to have that starting piece starched for my finger pressing.
Where did you get that ruler?
That little ruler, I think I got it from a booth at QuiltCon. I'm not 100% sure, but I've had it around here for more than 2 years. It sits right here on the side, and I never need to use it for anything because I don't really, my smaller seam guide was smaller, and it lined up at 1/4 inch exactly every time. This one's a lot bigger, so it kind of threw my brain at first, I guess. You only need to enter once to be entered into the giveaway. If a thingy comes up and says you have entered, then that means you have entered. If you don't see it, it probably passed you by and you didn't even realize it. So you only need to enter once. What'd you say?
There's so many people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on, so it takes the bot a minute to catch up with things. So if it doesn't tell you, you're still probably most likely entered if you typed in explanation. I think it's gift, right? Yeah, explanation gift, all one word, no spaces. The exclamation point thing, and then the word gift directly after. That was the right side. Nope, it's not the right side. Some of these, it's hard to tell what the right side and wrong side is, and they're not even batiks. I do have the pile upside down, though. That would make it easier if I kept it right side. Some of this is even Halloween fabrics. I mixed everything in here. Little bit of everything. Everything but the kitchen sink, I say. Try to get through this whole stack, and then I'll move on to cutting some 4.5 inches in half so that we can put those on. And if you're just joining, stick around. You need to be in the chat when we call the names for whoever wins these giveaways tonight. We only need to enter once though, because we're going to pull a first and second place off of the entry thing.
Well, they don't have to be here. They just have to be here so they can.
Well, they
give us their
do, so that
address.
we can tell them to give us the address.
As long as they get us their address, they can give it to us later on next week. It's on them.
If you're entering to win the Santa hat table topper or wall hanging that I made not last week. Was it last week that I made that? No,
No.
the week before. Yeah, because last week I quilted it. So you're entering to win the Santa hat quilt and a Santa Christmas themed quilt for a baby size or whatever you want to use it for. It's up to you.
What weight thread is glide? What you use in long arm?
On the long arm glide is 40 weight. I
Yeah.
use 40 weight glide. On this right now I'm using I think these are 50 weight. Let me look. I'm not 100%.
They want to do that long arm.
Oh, well, I'm looking anyway.
Where did you get your stickers for your machine?
This is 50 weight that I'm using.
They don't.
The stickers for my machine are from all different places. The butterflies come in from all sorts of people. This skull came from a different person. This butterfly right here is one that I gave away for QuiltCon last year in North Carolina. The rest of them are just from random people, and I've been putting them on here. I did, however, I don't know if you can see this. Let me turn the camera just slightly. I did put a little skull above the thread cutter, and I put a little kitty cat Halloween thing just randomly right there. Those are my most recent little stickers. Yeah, they're just random stickers from random people, from random things that I've done or went to or got in the mail or what have you.
We have a tried Superior thread.
I have tried many brands, including Superior Thread on my long arm and Glide. It works the best. I don't have no tension issues. Well, I can't say no, I do, but it's very rare now. I don't have crazy tension issues. I don't have thread breakage. I don't have really any heavy problems using Glide on the long arm. It's so much better than using any other brand. So I exclusively just use Glide. Plus, it's the cheapest. And everybody knows I'm thrifty. Or I should say, Scott is thrifty, and I'm thrifty along with him. Because he does all the buying. He does all the shopping. He's the one that goes and buys the thread at the store. He goes to the quilt shop in person. Because I don't always get a chance to go there because I'm either long arm quilting or sleeping or long arm quilting and sewing or something. He likes to go usually when I'm napping is what it is. Scott put a link in for the shop so you guys can shop for Glide if you want, where I buy it from. They do ship, and they do have the online thing. Yeah, for piecing I use 50 weight, which is what the essential thread is, just in case you were curious. Eric will not not be at Christmas this year. He said he will try to come, but he has to work. So unfortunately, that would be a no. This year's just going to be a small one, so I'm not going to make as many enchiladas as normal, but I'm still going to make a lot so that we have leftovers. Because Scott will eat the heck out of those leftover enchiladas, and so will I, because I eat more than one. They're like really stuffed. If you guys have ever watched the video, they're very big enchiladas, and I usually eat 2 early on, and then I usually eat another 2 later that day. I engorge myself with the enchiladas, let me tell you. And this year I'm also going to make myself less cheese ones because my gut is, not happy with milk. All right, you can take the camera back over there. I'm going to cut, well, let me just cut some. If it's a tension issue, then you would have eyelashes or spacing or very visible dots on. Let me, I don't want to purposely screw up the tension on something. I was trying to see if I have something with bad tension on it, but I don't right here, do I? Here we go. Does this have bad tension? Some of these things that I sew on to get the tension correct is bad. I'm not sure that the camera is going to pick this up very well, but let me bring it in and let it zoom in. See this third line right here that my thumbnail is literally almost on? That is bad tension. So you can see that there is top thread sticking out on the bottom, or if this is the top, I doubt this is the top though. But that is the thread poking. The second line is bad tension because you can see the thread poking. Okay. Good tension is not that one. Let me see. Is it that one? Right here. This one is good tension. Right. This top one. That's good tension. If you flip it to the other side, you see just that stitch. Okay. Bad tension could also be right here. If you can grab the stitch and it's a loose stitch, this one looks loose. Yep, it's loose. If you can grab the stitch like that with your fingers and it's loose, that also means you have bad tension. If you have eyelashes, see those poking out right here? If there's eyelashes, that is bad tension. If you have the top thread or bottom thread poking out on the other, it just depends. So if this was on the top, then you need to go back down to the bobbin. If this was on the bottom, then you need to pull your thread back to the top. This is the knob to pull it back to the top, and well, usually when you get this correct, the bobbin goes with it. It's really hard on the machines that you stick your the drop-in bobbin into. It's really hard to get the tension because you'll have a dial at the top. But most of those machines now are computerized and they're self-adjust. This, on the other hand, has a whole entire thing, that a case that the bobbin goes into that I can adjust just like my long arm. But these are some examples of bad tension, if you can see. Just messes everywhere, double stitching, but I use these to get the tension correct. This one's for the other Juki machine, but this is what I use. I just use scrap fabric and test the tension. So you can see I do a lot of tension testing. Most of it's good, but you can see there's some bad ones in there. You can see those red dots sticking out. That's when that means it's bad, So I just use little tester things and I test my tension before I start stitching on the good fabric. It's best to test your tension on other things other than your good fabric. All right, so I'm going to cut some 4.5-inch squares on the diagonal one time real quick because I didn't get that far, so that you guys can watch me sew those. So I'm making a stack right here on the side where you can't see, and then I'll cut them. To quilt this, since it's all different colors, I'd probably use a white, cream, or yellow. Yellow might be my top contender because it will look good with everything. Plus, there's a yellow accent in this whole entire thing. Leave it right there for a second. Let me just, that way they get the picture of what I'm doing here. I'm just cutting some of these up real quick on.
Yours is in enter to enter, they get less than 5 minutes.
You guys have less than 5 minutes to enter, so if you haven't entered to win one of the 2 quilts, because we're going to draw from that same one, then it's best to enter now. Get that done. I made a lot here, so I need to have a lot of squares.
What is your tension dial set at when you show chocolate pieces?
My tension set dial is at a 3. When the thing is down, it's at the 2. I don't know which one to tell you if it's the exact number, but if you have the presser foot up, mine is a 3, and if it's down, it's a 2. I don't know how to tell the difference. That's one thing I never learned about the sewing machine, if the tension is what's up or if it's set at what's down. And I don't even think the book tells me, honestly. I just know I turn the knob. I never mess with the top knob, though. That's my pre-tensioner. I do not mess with that. And someone said a tip once that they thought it was working to loosen this a little bit, and that would help your cut when you cut your thread with the thread cutter on this Juki, that this knob being looser would make the tail longer from using the thread cutter, but it doesn't. It does not make it longer. I have adjusted this a bazillion times. I put it back to what it was at originally, which was a little bit tighter than it you'd think it should be. And yeah, it's the same thread length, so that has nothing to do with it. I think it's something else in the thread cutting mechanism, and I'm not going to mess with that stuff. I just know how to clean the machines and fix the easy stuff in them. I don't know exactly what stuff is called or anything like that.
Do you use a pre-tensioner?
Yeah, the pre-tensioner is built into the machine. Right here. That's what this knob is, right up here. That is the pre-tensioner. My long arm, you'd think, has one, but it actually doesn't. It has a twisty thing that you wrap the thread into instead. This has both. All right. Now I'm going to snip these and then cut them and then press and add my 4.5 inch, half of my 4.5 inch pieces. I'm literally just going to snip all these apart, make a mess next to me. Sorry, I had to cut those. I didn't pre-cut my 4.5 inch squares because, I improvise when I go live most times when I do stuff like this, so I didn't prepare much. I knew I was going to be making this, I just didn't prepare all the fabrics. And I'm not even pressing in between any of these stages. I'm literally just finger pressing, which is good enough for me. So I'm going to finger press, snip off the dog ears, grab one of these, place it on top. Like I said, it could be the same size. It could be sticking out bigger. It doesn't matter as long as it's lined up along the long side. And then sewn through. Finger press, snip. I'm just going to make a mess on the floor doing this because place this down, place this on top. I'm just putting it to one side so that all I have to do is trim one side. I am losing my points on some of these, which is okay because this is just a scrap project and it's not meant for show. It's actually meant to use up all my scraps because everybody knows I have a ton of them and I got to use them somehow at some time. I'm just doing them just like this. Snip it, lay a piece down, line it up, and sew it. I have made potato chip quilts plenty of times. Just 4.5 inch squares sewn together to create blocks. Some people can do them in rows. they just consider a 4.5-inch square a potato chip. Don't ask me why, I don't know where it comes from, but yes, I have done plenty.
When was the stocking video? Was that last year's Christmas or the year before?
The year before that, probably. Stocking video was during the COVID thing.
So it was like 4 years ago?
Yeah, like 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe it was after it, but I'm pretty sure it was during. Yeah. It was a while back. So this one, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of offsetting. So what I'm going to do is start back here just a little bit and then trim it straight. Like I said, none of this is perfect. None of this matches up. And you know what? I don't care because it's a scrap project. As long as I barely have to trim anything to add the next pieces, then I'm all good with whatever happens with this.
Do you ever use clear monofilament thread?
I do not use clear monofilament thread. I have tried. I tried and tried. And guess what? This machine specifically, the TL2010Q, does not like it at all whatsoever. It eats that thread up like no tomorrow. And then it's clear thread, so I can't even tell, you know, where it came apart. And then it gets tangled up in there. It's not a very pretty thing. I haven't used it in my other Juki yet, but that's because I don't use that as my daily machine. I only pull that out for applique and special projects. So what?
How do you adjust tension when making bags?
When making bags, the tension is set, so it should be exactly the same for making a bag as opposed to quilting with my set, whatever it's set at now. I should be able to quilt sew anything at this tension right here. It shouldn't change unless I free motion quilt it. Then I need to adjust things because that really ends up messy. And I don't free motion quilt, so.
Have you ever used clear thread on the long arm?
I have not used clear thread on the long arm. I won't even try to use clear thread on the long arm. If it doesn't work on a Juki, the TL2010Q, and how fast this sews them, it's not going to work on my long arm. It's just going to break the whole entire time like it did here. I'll save my monofilament thread for when I sew projects that I need to put like a tag or something on and sew by hand. That's what I'll use it for, is hand sewing. So these are the blocks I'm making. Let me pull back to the beginning. Where is it at? Right there. There's the beginning. So you can see there's my lovely block. I'm just making a ton of these. Like I said, some of them I'm losing my points. Some of them I really lost the point. You know what? I don't care because I'm just having fun with the scraps. If you want to do this for real and have a nice square, then I would say cut this half square triangle at 2 inches, then add your 2.5-inch side pieces, and then a 4-inch half square triangle, a 4-inch square cut on the diagonal. If you want to do this proper, so this would be 2.5-inch, 2.5-inch. Trim that half square triangle down to 2-inch, then add a 2.5-inch on each side, and then a 4-inch if you want to do a nice sized one where it is perfect each round, you know. But I'm not doing it that way, so. Like I said, I was trying to avoid cutting all these half square triangles, and this is the best way to avoid that. I still have to do a lot of cutting with dog ears and stuff the whole way through, but at least it's not, you know, taking me forever. Plus, I'm having fun. And that's the whole point of this hobby. Or any hobby, really. It's to have fun. If it doesn't bring you joy, you shouldn't be doing it. Oh, did we run the giveaway?
Yeah.
Oh, you finished it?
Yeah.
Who picked it? What winner did you pick?
No one. We
Oh.
haven't picked winners yet.
Oh.
Would you calm down?
Let's pick a winner yet.
Why? Do your thing. I'm still talking to people.
Oh, well, then you can continue it for a little bit then. So that everybody joining gets a chance. I didn't know it's been that long already. You can continue it for a little bit. Oh, well.
You were the one that said to do it for 40 minutes. I was going to do it for an hour. So you can just keep doing your thing and I'll keep doing mine.
We need to call it so that we can do the other thing too. Well, I think we should call that thing first though, while we are thinking about it. So you can put the camera back in front of me then.
The little triangle thing on your machine is for sew quarter seam, right?
The little what? I have no idea what they're talking about. What little triangle thing? I don't have a triangle thing on my machine. I have no idea what they're talking about either.
Did you want me to move the camera?
Yeah, that way we can. No, we can move it. All right. Scott's going to put the camera. Camera is moving. It's going to go back in front of me. Oh, that's too close in color. We will do this one. I am trying to make sure that all these colors are totally different next to each other. So I am paying attention sort of to the color placement of all this. I just have a few more and then we will move to the computer part of things. One, two, three more. I'm making quite the mess today.
What do I hit now? I hit the pick a winner.
You have to press close. Oh, no. Where's it at? It's not available. You got to press close first. Then it should say.
Nothing happened when I hit close entry.
Refresh the page. Refresh the page.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
There
Now
it
it
is.
shows that it's closed.
All right. There we go.
Now I can hit it.
Yep. All right. Pick winner. Who's the winner? Janet Sonderman. Janet Sonderman, you are the winner of this lovely Santa hat quilt to hang up or use on a table or whatever you want to do with it for next Christmas. You are the lucky winner, so please send us an email at tiffanysquiltinglife@yahoo.com, and we will, with your address, your name and address, so that we can get this sent off to you. You won't get it by Christmas, but you'll have it for next Christmas. It's already done and ready to decorate with. All right. So Janet, did we see Janet? Oh,
Yes,
yep.
she's
She says
here.
she's
She's
here,
here.
and thank
Perfect
you.
time.
Yay. We see Janet there. Congratulations and Merry Christmas. All right. Yep. All right. So for this quilt right here, this is the number 2 quilt. We are going to press pick winner. Who? Yep. Press pick winner.
Vicky Keene.
Vicky Keene. Vicky Keene. Are you there, Vicky Keene? You have won this little baby quilt or wall hanging or whatever you want to do with it. Christmas quilt with this cute little animal backing. All of the animals are wearing neckties and bells. It's kind of cute. So, Vicky Keene. Let's see. Don't forget to send us an email with your name and address to ship to, and we'll get it out to you. So that's that. Yay, yay, yay. Congratulations to the winners. Oh, yes. You're very welcome so much, Vicki. All right, I'm going to pull this down, and Scott's going to start an auction in a few. I'm going to pull this one out of the way so that he can hang up what we have for auction today. Oh, and this wall hanging, by the way, for who was the first winner again? Janet. Yeah, for Janet, this has hanging hooks on it. So if you do the dowel thing like me, you can hang it up on the hooks. I put the hanging hooks on it. All right, and then this is what we're going to have for auction today. It is Christmas themed as well. We forgot to get this out earlier, but it is Christmas themed, and it's like always going to start at $10. It is a feathered star.
It has hanging hooks too?
And it has hanging hooks too, as well, for hanging it on a dowel. Oops, I'm on centimeters, not inches. It's 28 by 28. Oh, and I forgot to tell you the winners, the other sizes, but they're quilts. You'll get it, and you'll realize what it is. The winners were Janet and Vicky. Those were the 2 winners of the giveaway, and now we are running an auction, which is at $35 at the moment. How many did I make so far? I don't know either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. Sorry. Excuse me. What did I say that was? 5? Yeah, I don't know. I'll see you in a second. Hold on, guys. Keep my hand sandy next to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 I have made so far. Technically 34. Now to sew some more. All right, grab another stack and continue on. What are we at so far? Thank you, guys. I think we're at 45. I think that's the last one I saw.
Yes.
I just saw that. What reindeer I am. Tiffany the turbo. That's funny.
Oh, she's got me laughing.
All right, we're at 50, I think, is what I saw. I'm going to just finger press all these and cut the little thingies off and then sew them all. Maybe that might make things a little bit less messy for me because my floor is now covered in dog ears. Stay. Everybody's laughing at Tiffany the turbo reindeer. This is going to be one very interesting quilt for sure. I'm telling you, there is so many different fabrics here, and some of them just don't make sense because they were scraps anyway, but you only get a little piece of it. So like this one has the nose, it's a Tula, it's from line work. It has the nose of the zebra on it, just all by its lonesome, just there's a nose there. This is going to be an interesting one.
Jim shared the link to the Santa.
Oh, Jim shared a link to the Santa. Is it for Santa hats? Yeah, for the Santa hat video. For those that want to watch, it was just 2 weeks ago on Sunday. I was inspired to do a Christmas themed project, and now I'm back to bah humbug, regular stuff. There's an auction going off currently at Lady Fair for the one hanging on the wall. I don't know what it's at. I don't remember where
60.
we were. We're at 60. It's for the feathered star hanging on the wall.
Oh, yes, that's a skull sewing machine you got there.
Yep, skull sewing machine on the wall that makes, let me come close so that you can hear it.
Be careful! The sewing machine will leave you in good shape.
It talks. It has a bunch of different sayings. It is probably the most hilarious gift I have ever gotten in the mail. Like that one was the perfect one for me. And it's going to stay up all year long, whether it's Halloween or not, because it's funny. And it's a foot. which the part you use your foot is a foot pedal. It's a foot and talks about sewing. All right, Now I've made my dog ear mess. Now let's put it in my hand and throw it in the garbage. Scott's really going to have some vacuuming to do in here this week. All right, now to stick these on here and chain piece them through. Oh, we're at 61. It's lovely Christmas theme, but you could put it out at fall because it really doesn't necessarily, holly leaves don't necessarily mean Christmas, you know, because they're on trees and they're leaves. So it could be any time of year. People just refer to it as Christmas time. Oy, don't. There we go. Can't believe I'm making so many blocks. And it's not even going to be a huge quilt. Borders is what's going to make it bigger. Like I said, if I put these together as is at 4 inches, trim everything to 4 inches, it's only going to be 66 by 70. It's not going to be very big. And that is why I have made the executive decision to make it bigger. Make the blocks bigger. We're at 71.
Oh, Susan and Deanna are duking it out.
We got two duking it out there.
We show the back of it.
Oh, Susan just topped it all. She says, I'm going for 80. Let's see if this can be topped.
Show the back. It's got the poinsettias.
Oh yeah, it's got poinsettias on the back. It has the hanging hooks on it. Sorry, my little stupid head thingy is coming off. And it's quilted with a swirly feather, or not feather, ribbon thing. I always say thing. Every time I tell you guys it's quilted in something, I always say the word thing. It's quilted in some swirly thing or some meander thing or, you know, some wavy thing. I guess that's the name of all of my personal stitches is things. All right, still at 80. Yes, there's a tag. Yeah, right here.
I missed showing
There
them
is a
that.
tag
Yes, there is
on
a
it.
tag.
I did put a label on it. It has no name, but it has a label that says made by me with love by me. And if you're curious, there is a label, how I make my label video. I'm going to be making another one though, because someone asked if I can make the labels on the machine that has the, word for it, monogramming on it. Because someone was slightly confused probably, or multiple people were, but I have been asked a few times if I can do it from the monogramming on my other Juki. Do I what?
You get a headache from your antlers?
Yes, I do. The antlers like literally are screwing with my head, but I'm wearing them for you guys, so that is why they're still on my head. They're really, really tight. Literally, they're above my ears because they're meant for kids, I think. So they're sitting on the back side of the ear on that hard part that like feels like it's pushing pressure against my head. They're definitely kid size, I think. I don't think they're made for adults. But hey, you know, they came from the dollar store to spice up Christmas season. Next time, I'm getting a Santa hat. Because that'll probably be easier.
She's at 90.
Susan really wants this, guys. She does. She's like, nobody's going to take this from me. Barbara was asking how come they heard whoever won first. It's because there's a 30-second delay from my talking to you. Probably some of you might even have more than a 30-second delay, honestly. Because I think I have more than a 30-second delay. But if you want to see for sure, if you tap on the video and you hit the little settings thing and you press playback speed and you turn it to 2 times, then it'll speed things up to where I almost currently am. I have to do that with a lot of live streams because, I don't know, sometimes when I'm watching people, I'm like, I'm so behind. And it turns out I am. Oh, I almost made exactly that amount. Okay, I'm going to get this one finished, and then I'm going to call. Let's see, where it's at.
95 now, so bidding. We got 3 people bidding now.
Oh, 3 people going at it, huh?
Yeah, Flicky Chicky jumped in at 92. Susan jumped up to 95.
Well, then I will continue on with some more of these fellers. I'll move these out of my way temporarily. That right there. Let's put some more side pieces on while you guys. Yeah, you know what I could do with these, honestly? I could probably cut that part off and just put it into my rubber band and literally hook it somehow onto my rubber band. There's no sense in bending it any other way. Boy. All right, here we go. I'm adding this way. So I'm back to the 2.5 inch squares going on the one side. We'll just do the pile that's next to me. Can't tell what side is right side or wrong side on that. Oh, that's about right, I think. I tried not to pull too many fabrics that were yellows and whites because I didn't want no contrast, but I didn't want too much against the yellow fabric, you know. There's one yellow with white polka dot mixed in here, but I tried my best not to grab yellows because I didn't, well, for the pieces that sit next to these small half square triangles, I didn't want to have too many of the half square triangles get lost in there since the whole theme of this thing is adding the yellow.
Another person just jumped in at 96. 96 for this beautiful sucker.
Am I out?
Do we want 97? Feel like we should start doing the auction thing.
I don't know how to do an auction voice. I can't talk fast. We need Busta Rhymes here to talk fast for us. I've been seeing so many commercials on the TV because of Walmart commercials with him, and he talks fast. He should have been an auctioneer.
Okay, let's start calling it at 97. Here's
All right.
Susan. I think she really wants it.
Susan, all right, let's do this. Susan Gabriel, remember you guys 30 seconds at 97 going once. Susan Gabriel at 97 going twice. And I'm refreshing Susan Gabriel. You got it for $97. Don't forget to shoot me an email and let us know how you'd like to pay. We do Zelle, we take Venmo, and PayPal has a fee. So either one of those works, but PayPal is the one that has a fee. All right. Were you going to put another one up?
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to put another one up, so you guys have more chances. This one is not Christmas related.
But it's beautiful.
But it's, I call it a sexy quilt because it's Tula. Come on now. We're going to start it off at 10, just like any other auction. So this is a Tula quilt from Line Work is the name of the line. I can tell you that much because I know my Tula at least, sort of, you know. And you guys have probably seen
Has beautiful topographical quilting.
Yep, it has like a topographical quilting done on it. It looks very neat and messy at the same time, but it matches the outer part of the color. But this is, the fabrics are line work, and I don't know what those are, just the blenders, I guess. I don't know what those are called, honestly. But it's all Tula. Tula, Tula, Tula. It's just me having fun because you guys know I like to play with scraps. Martha jumped in at $98 on that. Right off the bat. Look at that. Martha wants the Tula quilt. Unless that's from the previous one and she's not caught up. We'll see.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, Scott's making sure that Martha
Yeah, I think we're
is
still at 40.
caught up.
I don't think Martha meant to bid that. 98 would have been the Christmassy one. We were at 97. I think she got her bid in late. So yeah, tell everybody I think we're still at 40.
Yep, I think we are at 40 because Martha's is probably from the last one. She just needs to refresh her screen.
Looky Tricky is at 40.
All right, yeah, we're at 40. And Scott will bring it up in a minute to show you the quilting and stuff on it. This one has a solid back of black, and the quilting really pops on it. And it has hanging things, so you can hang it on the wall.
We're at 50.
We're at 55.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I just realized I put 2 whites on that one, so I'm going to make sure it's a super colorful that I add to it. He's showing, let's go a little bit slower. There you go.
Sorry, it's hard to hold that NC in the camera.
Yeah.
We're 60 though. I saw that.
Yeah, that's at 60. All right, that's what the back looks like. As you can see, it shows the topographical quilting. I like it because it literally looks like when you look at a map, especially weather maps, you know, that's how they look when they're showing you the weather. It's this like messy, you know, thing. I like doing that. It creates a lot of texture on quilts, and I think it looks really awesome. It's at 65. Yep, some of you might have behind screens. You might want to check your things. Refresh or speed it up like I usually do. It may stay. You might have to smooth it on. This one has Baby Yoda on it. There's a Baby Yoda on this one.
Who's a Baby Yoda?
Right here, Baby Yoda.
Oh, that's so cute. You guys show them.
It's the littlest Baby Yoda, but there's a Baby Yoda on that piece of fabric. That's probably the only one that really didn't get cut off, but it will once it gets sewn on here. It's going to lose it. I'm pretty sure his face will still be there though. Like I said, there's a lot of different scraps mixed in here.
What would you make with 12,000 4.5-inch half-square triangles?
12,000 4.5-inch half-square triangles, I would make like 10 quilts. Not 10, because if 380 of them these will be 3.5-inch finished. So right now they're 4-inch sorta, would be 66.5 by 70. So yeah, you could split that 12,000 up into several.
Three of them makes 1,000. So 3 times 12.
Yeah.
How many quilts you would make?
Yeah.
That's 36 quilts.
Yeah, 36 different quilts. Yeah. Yep, you can make a bunch of quilts.
Oh, so you typed it 1,200. So
1,200. You can do 1,200 at 4-inch.
It would still be 3 quilts.
It would be no. You don't need 3 to 4 quilt with 1,200, because you can do like 30 across by 30 down and have a king size. What's 30? 30 is 600. Yeah, 30 times 30 is 600. Yeah, so you'd be able to. Yeah, you'd be able to do that.
It's 900.
Oh, it would be 9. Okay, it would be 900. Yeah, so you'd be really close to a queen king size quilt with that many. Yeah, definitely. That's a lot of quilts if you want to separate it all though and do like I'm saying, make a bunch of lap quilts. I think we're at 65 on the auction, right?
Yeah. I just mentioned that, yeah. Flicky Chicky's at 65.
Give it a minute.
Have you made your quilt with your hourglass cutoff?
Have I what?
Made your quilt with your hourglass cutoff.
With my hourglass cutoffs. No, I have not made my hourglasses because I still don't think I have enough. And I got to trim all that down to that. I have to trim down to 2 inches. That way the whole thing works out. Yeah, because that's going to be a long. Actually, I don't think those are going to be 2 inches. Yeah, they're going to be 2 inches. That's right. Those are going to be the 2-inch ones. Yep, I have not made those yet. They're still being worked on. I have a whole tray down here under the desk with more and more cutoffs in bags that I found in the other room, and plus the tray filled with them. So the goal is a lot. What did I say? Like 3,000 of them I wanted to make a big enough quilt if they're all at 2 inches. So I need a lot. But I will get there because, again, under my desk hasn't been sewn in a while because this took over, my, wants to sew. I'm doing this instead, which is 380 pieces on its own. I always choose projects with so many pieces. But I have so much fun messing around with it all, just makes me happy.
Okay, we're going to call this for Flicky Chicky.
All right. Flicky Chicky is at 65 going once. Flicky Chicky at 65 going twice. Sold to Flicky Chicky for 65. And Miss Flicky Chicky, please send us an email with how you would like to pay with either Zelle, Venmo, or with a fee on PayPal. And then obviously we'll need your address and stuff. What am I doing? I need this. That's not scissors. And we'll get that sent out in the mail. None of these items are going to get to anybody before Christmas. Just thought I would let you know, even the giveaway stuff. So be prepared for it to come after Christmas.
Well, yeah, I'm only going to the post office tomorrow.
Yeah, Scott will be going to the post office tomorrow because we have, you know, I had long arm quilting jobs and sale quilts and stuff that needed to go out. So none of which were deadlines for Christmas. So that's a good thing. I have one more job left out there to get done. And again, it doesn't have a deadline, so I don't have to get it done before Christmas. That means I can focus on family this Christmas. Family and friends. And sewing whatever the heck I want. I made sure to get myself all caught up. Got half an hour left of time. Any questions or anything while we get some of this sewn up? Because I think I'm going to stop when I get, I think I need to cut like 5 or 6 more.
Maybe just gave you $5.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Alexandra. Is that Alexandra? You pulled
Yes.
it away too fast.
Alexandra Burns.
Oh, thank you, Alexandra. Merry Christmas.
See a little picture?
It's a cute little fox. Sorry. That's a bigger screen. That is a bigger screen, though. All right, just a few more of these. I think I'm going to have to cut more anyway. I'm going to have to play in my fabric room after hours. Get some more scraps cut up. Because I took away from my other bin, too, where I make my big blocks with my 4.5-inch scraps go into these blocks as well that I make. So these have the 6.5, the 1.5 by 6.5, and the 1.5 by 4.5, and the 2.5 by 4.5, and the 2.5 by 6.5, and 4.5 by 4.5-inch squares I use in those. So I took all those from that pile because my box was low. Yeah, let's do a third one. All right, we're gonna run one more auction. It's a table runner. That is, how long is this?
I will do it.
Right here.
No.
Oh, okay. You measure it your way. It looks to be about 48 inches long or so.
Another person, look at your thing.
It's starting out at 10, by the way. Oh, look at that. Katie, thank you. How sweet. You guys should go check out the Greenland Quilters channel, Katie. One of my mods will have to put the link in, though, because it's 14 by 50. I was close at 48.
14 by 50.
So it's 14 by 50 table runner. But yeah, one of my mods will have to put her channel link in because I can't at the moment. She doesn't have a command. This table runner is not only sunflowers on the front with wonderful words, be humble and kind, create your own sunshine, bloom with grace, wild like flowers, warm in the sun, live by the sun, create your own sunshine. I think I already said that. Stand tall. Oh, fireworks are going off.
Fireworks.
What are they?
What do you think?
Guns?
Yeah, it sounds much more like gunshots.
Oh, that sounds like fireworks to me.
I don't think so. Pals there?
Again, it was 50 by 14, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh, and the back is sunflowers, and it's quilted in sunflowers, because why not? I think it's at 55. I am making,
65.
oh, it's at 65. I am making scrap blocks. I'll hold them up to the camera so you can see. I'm taking a 2 to 2¼ inch half square triangle. Again, it's scraps. I did not want to trim it down. And then I cut a 2½ inch on the diagonal and put it on either side. And then I put a 4½ inch square cut on the diagonal once on the end, like that, creating that block. So that's what I'm making. And I have 380 of these to make. I don't have to make them all, but I'm going to make 380 of them. Why? Because I want to make a lot of blocks. Yep, and it's anything goes with my scraps. It's literally just scrapalicious. And the parts that I used to make the half square triangles came from a subscriber out there who sent scraps in the mail. So it was the same person, I believe, that sent the purple blocks that I made on Breakfast at Tiffany's the other day.
Maybe will the big ruler get in the way of seeing your measurements all the way down your material?
Does the handle on my big ruler get in the way of seeing the measurements? Yes, it does. That is the only thing that I don't like about using the big handle. It does get in the way of the measurements, but most of my measurements are 2½ inches, so I'm pretty used to that line when I use the big ruler. But I've popped it off before to do, other cuts. He is showing you up close. It has a striped binding as well, which makes it even more fantastic. I love a striped binding on quilt. We're at 72.
So Gloria, no.
The cat wall hanging in auction. No, it is not. That was made for Thumpy to have a Christmas decoration. It is Thumper at the London Bridge. That is Thumper's Christmas gift because it's a portrait of him at the London Bridge on the beach. Scott said to say, Vicki, yes, got the address, yes.
Yes, we got everybody's emails up on the
All right. I
It's the
think
only one we haven't got to the email yet.
everybody's, except for Flicky Chicky, yeah, is where we got emails so far, he said. I don't remember what this is at. 72, I think, was the last bid.
Yes, 72.
All right. So let me finger press some of these so that you guys can see some of my blocks. I just throw them on the wall. I'll finger press them and put them all wild and wonky on the wall. And when I lay them out, when I go to put the next color around it after I trim these and press them, then I'm going to make them all funky and wonky because they were funky and wonky to begin with. And none of it makes sense, but I'm definitely going to use a yellow print to go around all the blocks to create something even more spectacular. And I'll probably use 2-inch strips of a yellow to do that and make them wonky. So I will be wasting a little bit of fabric, but maybe I can get away with 1 3/4 inch around. But I want it to be a wonky quilt. I don't want it to be so straight. I want it to have quirks. So I've made quite a few blocks today, though. I went over my 50 goal. My goal was to make 50 of these at least in today's video. So I've surpassed that, which is a good thing because I had 380 to make. When I first glanced at the bag too, I was like, that's not very many half square triangles. I can do that pretty quick. Yeah, I was very mistaken on that one. So these are my blocks. And again, I will work on these off camera and on camera whenever I want to kind of get them done, you know. So I kind of might, you know, put a Tiffy rush on making all this. You guys know how fast that is, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
I may have it done by next Sunday. You never know. At least the blocks will be made. That part. It's not really that hard, actually. It's fairly simple what I'm doing here. All right, that's enough for the wall. But that way you guys can see. What are we at? Still 72? Is that what it was at?
Yes. 72.
I'm just waiting to see if it goes up.
I think you can call it.
All right. Who was it for again? 72. Wendy Beatty, is that what it is?
Just say Wendy.
All right. Wendy at 72 going once. Wendy at 72 going twice. Sold to Wendy for 72. Send us an email and let us know how you would like to pay. Either PayPal has a fee or Zelle has no fee and Venmo has no fee. Either one of those will work. Just let us know how you'd like to do it. And yeah, that's it. And obviously we'll need your address and so on and so forth.
Well, that's for the email. Email, tell me your address and how you want to pay.
Yep. All right.
Because if they live in the U.S., they get free shipping. If it's
Yep.
not in
If
the
you're
US,
U.S.,
then
it's free shipping. If
pay
you're
more,
outside of
so-
the U.S., it's not free shipping.
I need to know where you live.
Yep. All right. Well, I'm done sewing for now.
Well, then say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. So tomorrow, I'll just do some updates. Tomorrow,
Mail
I
opening
will
is
be
tomorrow.
on for a Christmas present opening. It's a mail opening, but it's Christmas present mail opening. And then I won't be on through this week until Sunday again. I'll be on for So Sunday, and then the following week will be Breakfast at Tiffany's again, right? Because it's the 2nd. Is the first Thursday of the month. So you guys don't have to worry about that. There's no Breakfast at Tiffany's coming up this week. And I doubt I will go live on Christmas, but you never know. Me, I pop on whenever I feel like it. So you never know. You might see me again after tomorrow. That's just all up in the air right now. So no, I am not auctioning the stockings because they are mine and Scott's stockings. Which, speaking of stockings, I should.
They have our names on them.
Yeah, they have our names on them.
Who would want to buy them?
Yep. Yeah, I embroidered our names on them. I haven't done Thumper's, and I should have done that this year, but now I gotta remember where I put the scraps to make his. Alrighty. Maybe I'll do that next year. A different style or something. Well, if there's no other questions or anything, I'm gonna get off of here a little early and spoil myself by getting in bed and putting my feet up. We're watching House now. We finished Reba, so we've moved on, and now we're rewatching House again because we both liked the show, and so that's what we're watching. So it's more binge watching time. And I'm still watching Lost. I finished Grey's Anatomy again for the millionth time. So yeah, we've moved on.
Last Monday, she got our email.
Wendy, did you get the email? Scott wants to know.
She found it. I posted it in the link.
Oh.
It's going fast because everybody's saying Merry
Yeah,
Christmas
the
and all that
email
good
is
stuff.
in the link is, you know, it's Tiffany's Quilting Life, all one word, no apostrophe, no spaces. Tiffany's Quilting Life at yahoo.com. That is our email for those of you that are curious. All right, guys. Well, have a very, very, very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy whatever to all of you out there. For those that won't see me tomorrow, Merry Christmas to all of you. And I will see you guys all tomorrow morning or next Sunday. So thank you guys for hanging out, and I'm going to go. So bye. Oh, wait. Thumper wants to say bye, too. Thumper's like,
in my chair.
He's like, leave me alone, people.
He's sleeping.
He's like, leave me alone. I'm comfortable. He made Daddy stand up this whole time.
Yeah.
By golly. That's okay. Scott likes to work out. Who knew? Bye, everybody.